So what's happening? How's everybody doing out there on this fine afternoon? Yo, Liam is boss too. What's happening? How's it going? Yes, some days I am the mods. All my mods are friends, so they come in when they have time to hang out. When they don't, they don't. So I can mod for myself sometimes. Best not to make me mod. Usually I don't play around too much. If I have to step in and stop somebody. Thank you, Liam. Thank you. So we are still doing pretty good. Trying to get our bread and wool back up. But I think at this point it's just a matter of waiting it out and having it climb. Our wheat is growing. So our bread will come back up. You know, our wheat's at 500 now. It's been bouncing around. I had the game running while I was getting ready. So it's been bouncing around that 500, 600, 700 on wheat. So that's pretty good. It's just a matter of getting the wheat through the mills over to the bakers and then getting the bread out. I think that's going to do all right. Our clothes are already up to over 300, so should be okay there. They're very, they cycle a lot. The clothes, they cycle up and down a crazy ton. So I think they're going to be just fine. I think I found the key to bread and clothing. The key is you have to overproduce both wheat and wool. Once you're using up even just a tiny bit more than you're producing, it gets upside down, and then getting it back up to being positive takes forever. So you have to basically overcompensate and then dial back again. So that's kind of what we wound up doing on both of those. Now we're bringing it back. Like I said, clothes keep climbing, so we're doing all right. And as the demand for clothes goes down, the rest of it's going to continue to climb up. And so we have 400 wool, 100 cloth. So we'll watch, see how that balances out. But I think that's going to be good. Same thing on the bread. Again, we're at 500 wheat. We don't have a whole lot of hungry people. It bounces up and down from like 30 to 0 to 40, 30. It's not that. So like I said, once the wheat builds back up again, that'll be fine. We have the problem is with so many wheat farms, they're grabbing it before it's full and there's enough to grab. So like these wheat farms only have 7, 16. So they don't have a whole lot to pull out. And as you get farther away, they fill up. Right, these ones out here, 43. Okay, fine, I took that one. I put a warehouse down here to try to pull some of those high stacks out. And once you get the wheat down here in the warehouse, the windmills only take 10 wheat at a time. So that's a little bit of a pain. So they only take 10 wheat, and I think the bakers only take like 10 flour. But at this point, they're not even getting that much built up because they're taking it all. As soon as it hits the mill, they're going in there and getting it. But, yep, we're getting back up there. Those are good. Can't decide if we want to build more treasuries to amass more money. I contemplate letting a few people in once our clothes get up a bit higher. Not quite sure. I feel like we could actually use a couple more wheat farms, but we don't really have space for them. Not readily available anyway. These are really far away. It would actually be closer to put a bridge in and put wheat farms over here. It's a shame that we don't have better transportation yet. That would make it a tad easier. We don't, unfortunately. Yeah, see, now our food dropped down to 45, and that's because there's people waiting for bread. I can pretty much guarantee you. Yeah, see, there's no bread in the market. We still have over 1,000 fish. We got about 1,000 berries. So we're not out of food. We just don't have much bread. So I'm not sure how to play catch up on this one. Ideally, we don't want to bring more people in. We'll only shuffle around the people that we have. And the mills don't work super fast. Alright, so we got nobody not working. Everybody's working. Foragers we're not touching. Fishermen we're not touching. Obviously the farmers are doing their thing. Bakers. We could reassign bakers. Since they're not getting the wheat to produce with anyway. Or the flour. We could shuffle a few over. It's 15. So there's 15 spots in the mills. Trying to decide if I should build more farms. I can't decide. There's 8. Fill these up. Get some more millers going. They keep chugging away. And I guess we will, since we don't really have a whole lot else going on. I guess we could buy some of this. That's not really a ton of land. Is it worth buying that just to put wheat farms on it? We get more land going this way. And I don't have to clear it out nearly as much. So added my taxes, but we're doing okay for money. At least we were. Yeah, we're still doing alright. Not as good, but not bad. We'll be doing better once our food comes back up. Because we're not selling as much food as we could be. So that's a thing. And we have a ton of resources, so building a bridge here should not be an issue. Where are we going to want this? Where's this main road come out? Oh, you're right here. Do a stone bridge. Build me a stone bridge. Right here. What are you doing tonight? Liam, how's it going? We're going to come here. To here-ish. Shift. It's not horrible. It's only 500 stone. We actually have that on hand. Let's go ahead and move this over to here. Like so. We're not going to bother moving resources into place. We're just going to go ahead and start building it. Bam. Make it happen. Do I have any builders left? There's something I probably should have looked at first. Yeah, I got 4. So it's going to take a while to build that thing. Going to take a minute. While they're doing that, we can come in here and we can do this the expensive way. Out here for small little things of trees, this is not a bad way to go. Can't quite get them both, man. So close. There we go. Get you guys out of here. Bam, bam, kabam, kabam. Now, can I do that with these? Yeah, I didn't think so. Resources cannot be destroyed. That's okay. Let's go ahead and force produce that thing. It's going to take a little while. Oh, it's already open. Idiot. Don't even know what you're doing. Alright, so. We got those two going. I don't think we really have many people to make builders out of, do we? You guys are all, I mean, market stalls are all going. You don't have anybody assigned to you, right? No. You should not. Our honey is a little insane. Joanna Denver. Like John Denver? Interesting. Interesting. Where you live, Joanna? Joanna, Joanna. So you live there. Roderick? How about you? You live here. Alright, maybe we'll make you guys into builders for now. Since our honey isn't doing too bad. Do that, get some stuff moving. Yeah, see, our wheat is coming down, our flour is going up. Because we're pulling a lot more out, but I think we have all of our farmers are filled, I believe. Wheat, 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 wheat. Yeah, wheat farms are full. We have a weaver hut that doesn't have anybody in it. But we're doing alright there. Those are okay. They're getting by. We have no more soldiers, so we're not doing those quests anymore. The only thing they're really doing for us is bringing us wine, which we don't really need, so not worth it. Unnecessary. 6 people that we didn't need to have doing that. 46 people looking for food. It's all bread. Alright. I think these should be doing fine. Why are there no berries in here? Oh, because it's day 1? No. Should still be full. You got people there. There we go, there's some. Okay, as soon as they got reserved, more of them came in. Over here, we have nobody working. Alright. We could pull people off of lumber because we're a little bit crazy on lumber right now. I built some warehouses. I got 1 or 2 people shuffling, filling up all these warehouses, right? So I've got Alvin's assigned here. I just move them around from warehouse to warehouse to just stock up extra stuff. So Alvin's actually stockpiled all 4 of these warehouses by himself. And then over here we've got Helena, who's done these 2. I guess we don't need Helena. Where do you work? Or where do you live? Helena? Is there Helena? Where are you? What's your name? Helena. Where's your house? Okay, you live right there. Okay. Okay, okay. Now you, Alvin. Alvin's been here forever. Where do you live? You live right here too. But I feel like maybe we could use you. Oh, you know what? No, because you guys, I think you're the sawmill workers, aren't you? No, one. You got a carpenter there. Woodcutter. 2 woodcutter. No woodcutter. So we only got 3 woodcutters. We got 1,000 wood. So we don't need that. We might eventually, but we don't now. Maybe we put them on berries. I said the berries are only down because the bread is down. Just like the fish. Fish is only going down because the bread is down. But we'll do this anyway. Alvin, we're going to leave it. It's the other one. Who was Helena? Alright. Now hopefully we have some space up here. Oh, we don't. Well, those are all full? I didn't even realize. I had no idea. Alright, that means can't build those yet because we're working on the bridge. Should be working on the bridge. Alright, yeah, they've got a bunch of stone out there. Alright, so they're just beating on it with hammers at this moment. Okay, that's fine. Just fine. That up will make this into a, I guess it's just gonna be more wheat fields. Our bread should be climbing now. Then we move people into the mills. It says we're at 43, but that's just delivery. Yeah, wheat's hitting the warehouse and then going to the mills. The mills are close enough to bakers. I'm not worried about that. Who's that? It is a warehouse. Oh, the building was... I didn't see it. No, it's all mine. Okay, so who are we going to assign to that warehouse? Do we need to assign somebody to that warehouse? No, because we're not high on, like, we don't have bread sitting in storage, so I think it's alright. You're getting the bread out. Somewhat. somewhat. Our clothes aren't doing fabulous. So if we bring people in, we'll have to split them between food and clothes, which obviously you always have to anyway. If you want to bring somebody in that's not doing food or clothes, you have to bring extra people in to do food and clothes to cover the person that you bring in that's not doing food and clothes. Lessons we've learned the hard way. Now let's save this thing. Utopia. Save it. So yeah, I think to some extent warehouses are good, but I wish you could set where they got things from. Because I would like to have, like this warehouse here with 1 or 2 people in it, I would have getting wheat only from like these wheat farms far away, not the ones close up. Because the mills are grabbing wheat out of these. See, these are all at 0. And then out here we had more before. This is before I put the warehouse up. And they're only grabbing the warehouses, or the mills are only grabbing 10 at a time, which is a lot of travel time. It seems a little bit excessive or light. Show me the bridge. Where is it? 350 to 520. Yeah, it's going to take a little while. We're still at 3x. We just don't have the room to just even plot more farms in here. Where are we at? 200 wheat. I guess in hindsight, it might have been better off putting the bridge here, make it a little bit closer to this road, but it's not that far out. It ain't that bad. That ain't that bad. Yep. So those, yeah, like I said, our fish is it's doing all right. Berries are actually doing all right too. So it's really just a matter of getting the bread up. Our clothing's on a slow, steady incline. We currently have a bottleneck at the cloth, so we could move tailors up to cloth. No way, not working. Go more weavers. I think that's it for the weavers. Should be all of them. Transporter weaver huts. Yep. Okay, so weavers are all full. We are light on builders. Man, once you get over 500 people, it definitely gets tough. You think about the people that we have that are not actively producing food or clothes. It's very few. And a lot of that is because of bread. So I kind of want to try doing a playthrough with no bread. If you only did fish and berries, I wonder how the happiness would go. Would they miss the bread? I guess is the question. Right? Would they be happy with only 2 choices of food to fill their 2 choices of food? Or do they specifically want one thing? Like, I haven't seen anybody want deer. So I don't think... Well, not that I saw. I mean, we can look. Fish bread. Berries fish. Berries anything. Who was that? Fish and anything. So they don't even care as long as they get a second something. So yeah, so I bet you we could do a no bread village and have it work much, much better. Right, because obviously for bread it's taking 3 times as many people. Interesting. I think that would be worth trying. And this would actually be the map to do it on too. Well, I guess we could probably do it on Valley as well. We're almost better off having like the town center here to have fish everywhere, all the way around. Or like here, she got berries, berries, berries. And then fish. Fish for days. Oh, there's actually part of a bridge. That's a start. There's still 350 stone. They only need 200 more. We have 300 on hand, so we shouldn't need any more. One stone cutter, one stone cutter, one stone cutter. Alright, so we do have a couple stone cutters working. It will come back up again. As you can tell, we don't really need wood or planks, anything along those lines, anytime in the near future. All we need is wheat. I'm really starting to think I almost want to start another village. And go heavy on the bread or the fish. And I'm thinking about doing the next one. Is maybe we're going to try. Because I want to try this as a test anyway. I want to try doing just market stalls all the way around the road behind the fishing huts. So people will sell the fish right there. And I wonder if they won't travel too far to get it if they've got the huts right there. Same thing with the berries. To have, you know, if we do these 3 patches of berries right here, if we had a couple of stalls here, a couple of stalls here, and a couple of stalls here, maybe more often than not they would get it right there from the gathering huts and not travel. Maybe. It's a thought. It's possible. We know the monastery and citizenship kills our happiness. We learned that in this one. I think once they go to citizen, keeping them happy is extremely difficult. We gotta give them a minute. If they don't find the wheat, they gotta reset the field. So whatever it was, they got that stuck. They'll only complain for a little while and then they stop complaining. And that becomes a big issue because they just stop making wheat. Harvesting. Free time. Free time. Free time. If you're all on free time, I can't even check if you're working. Free time. You're working. It's all mine. So the error message will pop up in here. If they have that can't find wheat or something, it'll actually pop up in their name there. Working, gathering wheat. Are you? Is that her? It must be her. Well, yeah, so you gotta keep an eye on that, because if you let that go without paying attention to it, I had that happen where I was just looking, because I noticed that one farm, like the wheat never changed the whole time I was sitting here eating. And so we got two miserable monks working wheat farms. Such a shame. They're all on free time, so I can't even tell if they're actively working or not. Look if the farm is alive. They spend so much time on free time, it's insane. Working, they're harvesting. Are you? Alright. Yeah, that's something you gotta keep an eye on. Like, you'll see a farm like this, it just sits here. It never has anything happen. And you check somebody, it'll say they're working, but they'll have an error on it. If they're actually working. Anybody in the place is freaking working. They're good. You're good. Let's see, one of these guys actually work. You're working. Harvesting. Harvesting where? Oh, it must be over here. But yeah, definitely watch the error windows. And when you get to where we are, it gets tough because everything's full. So nobody's actually working because they're, well, very few people are actually producing stuff because their workplaces are full. Like the stone cutters, the wood cutters, stone masons. And then you get all these windows that keep popping up. Workplace is full, workplace is full. But you got to watch for the can't find crop thing because they'll just stop working. And then eventually the error seems to stop coming up. Definitely something to watch out for. That'll kill your productivity pretty quick. Come on, guys, build me that bridge. Build it. Geez, I should have built a wooden one just temporarily. So we can get over there and start making farms. Our wheat is down. But, again, we have, our farms are all full, as far as I remember. Wheat farm. Where you at, wheat farm? Yep, all full. So yeah, until we get that, we gotta get the bridge up, and then we gotta build our farms out here. And we gotta figure out just what the size is that they want to plant wheat in. I should figure that out. If it's like one big circle, figure out what size that circle is, and then we'll just give them that. Then we can plan our area better. And their building's taking forever. 70 villagers lacking food. Oh, but you're really not, though. We literally have nobody else to spare to put in the food industry. You can't take people off the beekeeping and apiaries, so once they're in there, they're in there. I think there's probably another mistake. I don't think you need to do both. I think if I had done just apiaries, that would have been fine. They don't care which good they have, as long as they have one of the two. So I think doing two is an error. I think you, at this point, the way the game is built, I think you only want to do one. All right, we're still slightly positive on money, which is good. And we're just about pinned. But we got to get that happiness back up. I was wondering if I should move some fish up this. Up to this market. Could do. Can make you fish. Can make you fish. One fish, two fish. Bread fish. It's weird how it's ticking up. That's really strange how it's ticking up and down. I don't know what was going on there, but okay. We'll see how that works out. Because if they want to go to this market, hopefully they don't care if it's bread as long as it's not berries. Right? 'Cause if they're going to need two. It'd be nice to force all the serfs just to eat like either fish or berries. Unfortunately, we can't do that. We should have everything turned off. We do. Yeah, we've got more than enough stone. It's just a matter of waiting for these guys to get to it. Because we've, like I said, we cut back on our builders. All of our builders are in either in clothing or in food. So I think if you want to go all the way up to citizen, I think you need to throttle back your upgrading. You need to limit how many citizens you end up with, because of the hit on the food supply. But we will try. I want to try doing a very similar thing in the next, well, somewhat similar thing in the next build as far as having everything pretty central, all the housing. But again, I'm going to spread the fishing all over the shoreline with no warehouses, but a whole bunch of market stalls down along the fishing huts to get, and then just do a couple maybe strung out by the berry patches. Because you actually don't need, see with the berry patches, you don't need to have the market by the berry patch. You just need to have the market by the gathering hut. Right, so if the gathering hut isn't right next to the berry patch, right, you'd be better off, having a market here, maybe, than right here. Or just as good. But in this instance, if we just put a bunch of market stalls up here, they would have no problem loading up with berries. So I'm guessing these huts are going to be relatively full. Yeah, not as full as I would have thought. But still, they go back and forth so fast. Well, of course, our berries are getting hit hard now because our bread is down. That's the other side of that. So yeah, so the next one, like I said, I think we're going to try doing a breadless village. I also wouldn't mind trying to go quite a ways without going to citizen. We'll let them go to commoner. Right, we'll go to commoner by selling them clothes. I believe. I don't think you need to upgrade to go to commoner. Although I'm not positive about that. You're a serf. I want a commoner. Ah. There's a citizen. Come on. There's a commoner. That was easy. Jeez, what's hard to find one, you guys. Alright, so commoner. Religion, clothes, and 2 foods. So I think once you get 2 food sources, maybe they'll just upgrade themselves. So I'd like to get them to commoner, but not go to citizen. We'll give that a shot. I'd like to get this village balanced out first. Which I think is really just going to be a matter of getting a couple more farms in. Are all of our sheep farms full? Wrong one again. Sheep farm. That's sheep. Yeah, sheep farms are all full. But we still don't know how long or how many sheep are optimal. Ah, I could not find wheat. I saw it. It was there. But the way it went away off the bottom and not by scrolling up makes me think that they covered it on their own. It worries me when they do that. Because the wheat cycle is so slow, it's hard to catch it sometimes, unless you really are just in the same spot and happen to notice that that one farm hasn't changed. That's one thing if you got 2 farms, you can kind of tell. But when you've got 25 or whatever we got here, it's a little bit more difficult. A tad less obvious. $73 people looking for food. Yep. It's taking quite a while. They're going to build that bridge, and we got to build farms and all that. So maybe we pause and start the next one. What do you think? Want to start the next village? I think we're going to go that route. This is going to take quite a while. I can build that stuff up and get it kind of going offline, maybe. I think this is it's a valuable test. A berry fish test.